Hi, this is Slim Dwarf playing games while rambling incoherently into a microphone. Why? Well, just because they can. And they continue with Legacy of Kain Defiance BLIND. I don't really have time for the enemy's bullshit, so I will just run past them. Wait. Where was I supposed to be going? If not here. What's my actual objective? Return to Janos in the council chamber. Yeah, but the council chamber is right here. Like, it is on the top of the tower, right?
Janos, what is this?
The binding is failing. All is lost.
We had arrived at that cataclysmic moment when a younger Kain faced his fateful dilemma as Balance Guardian. Choosing self-preservation over sacrifice, he doomed the pillars to eternal ruin.
Raziel, there may yet be hope. There is one who will be called. You must seek the Scion of Balance. Dear God! Raziel, we meet again. You have played your part flawlessly. It is gratifying to attain both freedom and vengeance in a single stroke. No! You cannot! This one is strong. Good. My next move requires a more durable host. Mortals are such fragile vessels. Willing or not, you have provided the instrument of our victory.
I wouldn't celebrate just yet.
You pathetic creature. You haven't got a clue. The seduction of the Circle and possession of Mortanius, Ariel's murder, the corruption and collapse of the Pillars, all orchestrated as a prelude to this moment. We sought an incorruptible vessel, and you provided one. We required the blood of our ancient enemy, and you delivered Janos Audron. Having first been lured to the heart of darkness. Best of all, you murdered the Scion of Balance to get it. We've already one. Raziel, you must not allow them to carry out their plan. Kill me, and you end it now. Suicidal like the rest of them. Know your place, Raziel. The true hero plays his role and then steps aside. You deluded ghoul. Do you so wish to die a martyr for the vampire's lost cause?
You're not leaving this chamber. I will destroy Janos if I have to.
Very well, then. I'll indulge you.
Okay, so there's some kind of a trick to it then, I gather, from the fact that he's not really losing health. But there's seemingly nothing in this chamber though, so... I guess from time to time he stuns himself, maybe after a particularly powerful attack or something. Okay, that's pretty annoying.
Raziel, finish it before he returns. You should have listened to me. Now it is finished, and thus a new epic has its beginning.
Do you see? However far you stray, you will always return to me. Surrender, Raziel.
Never!
Your efforts are wasted, Raziel. That weapon you bear, however endowed, remains only a wraith blade. It cannot touch me.
I will not be your prisoner.
You have no choice. Your task is fulfilled. Kain has been cleared from the board, and this chamber made ready for my more malleable servants. There is nothing more for you to do.
I refuse to bend my will.
It has always been my will you satisfy, never your own.
You parasitic fraud. You are forced to imprison me because I possess free will.
You possess nothing. As you are undying, your soul cannot be returned to the wheel. But it may console you to abide here in eternity with me. Mobius, my good servant, I call you to the place of our first meeting. Return to me here.
I awoke to find myself in a shadowy realm. A disquieting stillness lay where my heart had been, the heart that had belonged to Janus Ordran all along. How was it possible that I still lived?
You are still very forth, embark. That will go first. This realm will render you hideous. You will go mad, and will not know it.
What is this place?
Do you not think of this place every day, vampire? Or are we truly forgotten? This is the exile into which we were driven. But soon now, soon we will be free. We will be free.
So, this is hell, essentially, right? The Hilden are imprisoned in hell? And that's what I take from it. Because, by all accounts, Kain is and should be dead. In the physical sense of the word. So where else could he go but where dead people go?
felt strongly drawn, compelled even, not to linger here, but to go to the vampire citadel at once.
Okay, I don't understand what has just happened, and I don't understand how is Kain back. Like, surely getting out of hell should require more than just stepping into a random portal. Like, what? I don't... Like, I've lost the plot some time ago. I have to admit that. Like, I will probably have to watch, after I finish the game, I will probably watch like a, you know, like a lore explanation video or something. Because I have very little idea of what's going on at this point. But I'm having fun. Like, I'm enjoying the game and the story, even though I don't entirely grasp it at this point.
I knew what ominous hour this was in Nosgoth's history, for here was the event that had shaped my entire existence. I had cast my fate, refusing the sacrifice, damning the pillars, and founding my doomed empire upon their ruins. I would raise the Salafan priests to be my closest lieutenants, and would one day cast the strongest of them, my servant Raziel, into the abyss, dealing one last hand to play against fate. But in the end, had it made any difference? Had I misread the signs, as Mobius told me? In my arrogance, had I missed my cast at destiny?
Well, I don't know. To be honest, I don't get the plot anymore. Like, it seems the timeline seems to make no sense. Like, right now, the pillars were doomed by another incarnation of Kain from another universe. So theoretically, there is an infinite number of everyone. And it has been proven you can literally meet your other self from another universe, because Raziel killed himself, which led him to become a vampire, which led him to kill himself, which was the purpose, which was the reason for him to becoming a vampire. So, like, that already didn't make sense to me in Soul Reaver 2, and right now, this is such a 5D chess kind of situation that I cannot wrap my head around it, because Kain has risen Raziel to be a vampire and then cast him into the abyss so that he becomes the wraith Raziel, so that he can go back in time and kill himself, so that he becomes a corpse, so that then Kain can raise him and then cast him into the abyss so that he becomes a wraith Raziel, and then he can oppose the Elder God. Like, what? Like, at this point, I am kind of... especially because Kain, to my knowledge, didn't know that the Elder God exists. Like, how did he know that Raziel would survive being cast into the abyss? From my understanding, he didn't know that the Elder God existed right until this very game. But maybe he read about it somewhere, like maybe he had some vague clues, because he was talking about prophecies and all that.
The Hilden are merely an inconvenient consequence. They will be dealt with in time. It is a small price to pay for Kain's death.
You're a bit premature.
Kain!
Is there a crack in your omniscience after all, Mobius? First, your omniscience, and now your powers. You're slipping badly.
This is not possible.
The part of me that staff affected is no longer in its place. But you already knew that, didn't you? I always was considered heartless. And now, Mobius, it is time.
To kill me? Again? Your only solution for every problem. Kill.
This is not a debate. You see, this time, you have nothing that I want.
You think this will matter? I serve one who has power over life and death.
Then go to him.
I am his obedient, his devoted servant. Soon, all pain will fade, and my master will bring me life once more. Master, my apologies. A momentary oversight. Somehow Kain still lives, and has unexpectedly dispatched me. Make use of your good servant, and...
Go to your master, then. I release you to the wheel.
Oh, God, no.
Do you see it now? The monster that you served? Is this what you imagined when you worshipped it?
No!
And in that knowledge, go and feed it. I release you.
Your petty actions are irrelevant, Raziel. Mobius was a good servant, but he was of no further use. His long life had run its course. You see, even when you rebel, you are doing my will.
Perhaps. But something has changed, hasn't it? You didn't foresee Kain's return.
You have both traced your paths along the wheel. This is where the journey ends.
You haven't the means to kill either one of us.
Ah, but you can be stopped. And you will come to understand how oblivion can be a mercy. You and Kain will spend eternity buried here together, praying for the merciful release of a death that will never come.
But I was armed with newfound knowledge, and it burned within me.
Redeemer and Destroyer.
Mobius had never seen his master until the Soul Reaver purified his sight. Even the ancient vampires had no idea what it was they so righteously worshipped.
You must unite what has been set asunder.
All the conflict and strife throughout history, all the fear and hatred, served but one purpose: to keep my master's wheel turning. All souls were prisoners, trapped in the pointless round of existence, leading distracted, blunted lives until death returned them, always in ignorance, to the wheel.
The coin is still turning.
But what hope had there been? One cannot fight the unseen.
Only then will the Scion of Balance be armed for his true endeavor.
Despair, Raziel. There is no escape.
It was then I knew what I had to do. I alone could end this.
Kain, do you so enjoy death?
Yes, Raziel. No! Yes, this is how...
No, Raziel!
The Soul Reaver, pure of all corruption. This is what it is for. This is what I am for. The two become one. Both Soul Reavers together. And the Scion of Balance is healed. And I am not your enemy, not your destroyer. I am, as before, your right hand, your sword.
No, Raziel, this can't be the way.
And now you will see the true enemy.
Raziel. And it was then I saw
So, I am revealed to you at last.
What in hell?
I am the origin of life, the devourer of death. I am the hub of the wheel, the purifying cycle to which all souls must be drawn.
Had I condemned Raziel to this nightmare when I cast him into the abyss?
You may ponder the futility of your ambitions as you spend a deathless eternity beneath a mountain of rubble. You and your soul Reaver will go equally mad as the eons pass. The Citadel of the Apostates will become your living tomb.
Your words are heartening. For you would not fear us unless we could truly do you harm.
No! You are nothing!
False god. This is the end. The final turn of your wheel.
Feed the wheel. Your broken body will be buried here for all eternity.
How to effectively dodge those, which is a huge problem because they are going to kill me right now and I will have to repeat all of that. Yeah, I'm dead. Okay, I don't know how to effectively avoid the projectiles, which makes it almost impossible to actually win.
Submit to my will. Surrender, Kain. Your sacrifice has been made in vain. This defiance is pointless. I will bury you. Pathetic creature. This defiance is pointless. No! This cannot be! Your sacrifice has been made in vain, Raziel. I will bury you. You cannot destroy me. I am the engine of life itself. The wheel will turn. The plague of your kind will be purged from this world. And on that inevitable day, the wretched, stagnant soul will finally be mine.
In the meantime, you'd best burrow deep. Now at last, the masks had fallen away. The strings of the puppets had become visible, and the hands of the prime mover exposed. Most ironic of all was the last gift that Raziel had given me. More powerful than the sword that now held his soul, more acute even than the vision his sacrifice had accorded me. The first bitter taste of that terrible illusion. Hope.
Okay, I don't really understand what has happened or why, because it seems to me not much has really changed compared to the aftermath of Blood Omen 1. Like, the pillars are still corrupted, the Hilden are still out there, like they are still imprisoned, but from what it was explained to me, the corruption of the pillars serves the Hilden because it weakens their binding that keeps them out of this world. So, like, how was Nosgoth saved exactly? The Elder God is not dead either. He might be immortal, actually, especially if he is the force that sort of recycles souls. That seems like a pretty important job. And I'm not sure if the world would function properly if he was completely destroyed. It was sort of alluded to that he's, like, temporarily incapacitated, but again, that doesn't really strike me as a victory. Like, surely a bunch of rubble is not enough to keep, an immortal godlike being imprisoned forever. So what will happen if he burrows out? Like, I don't understand the sort of conclusion, how this story serves as a conclusion necessarily, because if anything, it seems to be a restoration of the status quo, kind of. Like, actually a little worse than that, because Raziel is, like, dead and imprisoned in the blade, but I guess he has always been in the previous iterations of the story, so again, even that has not changed. I don't entirely get this story, to be honest. As I said, I will probably have to watch like a lore video that describes to me how exactly the timelines work and all that. But even with not knowing it, even with not sort of grasping it entirely, I still very much enjoyed this series. The characters, the writing for the characters and the voice acting, especially for Kain and the Elder God, was downright brilliant at times. It was a joy to listen to. And the story, while very convoluted, the paths that the elements that I was able to follow, I was enjoying a lot, and I was enjoying what it did with, like, recontextualizing previous events and changing your perspective on things that have happened in the previous games. So I might not entirely get it, but even with that caveat, I still enjoyed it a lot. Like, in the storytelling department, I think this series is pretty great. It is a pretty great series of games telling a very epic and sort of multifaceted story over a course of several games. So I definitely enjoyed that. What else? The gameplay I was never a big fan of. Like, I liked the exploration bits and the various forms in the older games, especially in Blood Omen 1, for example, that let you traverse different elements of the environment. But overall, the combat was meh, and I didn't really care for it that much. I sucked at it as well, so I guess that might be another sort of element to this puzzle. But the story and the characters and the world, they more than made up for it in my mind. This series was worth playing just for the story and the characters, and I am glad that I played those games. I think it was a great experience. It's something that I'm going to keep in my mind for some time now. So yeah, I need a bit of time to sort of reshuffle it in my head. I will probably watch like an explanation video or something, and then maybe I'll write like a longer summary / review of my thoughts. For now, I will make one more episode where I view the bonus material, because the tomes that I unlocked, I presume they give me something like concept art or whatever, and there is the making of video as well, which might be interesting. But for now, that's all for this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.